Hi folks, Niamh O'Connor here. I am coming to you from the studio just ahead of the group exhibition I am in at the Copperhouse Gallery, opening this Thursday night, the 7th of March at 6 p.m. You can see me here working away in the studio. I have a number of new Asemic mixed media wax and pigment print pieces on exhibition in the Copperhouse, and I thought I'd show you a little process video. What you saw me with opening here was the removal of a print from an already prepared panel. I had made the mistake of forgetting to put my coloured medium down to my panel prior to the application of the fine Kozo paper print. Here you can see me scraping back. I tend to use wood that I prime myself with beeswax, several coats of beeswax, and as you see here, using a hot gun, I fuse and fuse and fuse until the surface becomes completely saturated with wax. At this stage, now normally I wouldn't have all this colour on the panel. This colour is the residue of the print you had just seen me remove. I applied some white encaustic medium there, and then I fused in with my blowtorch. Now I preferred my blowtorch for this particular aspect of the fuse because I do find, for me, I get a more even fuse. It settles better. There's less physical air to blow, simply the flame. I scrape back in places where I feel the medium is too thick, and again I fuse. Again, a softer fuse. This time I'm using the very light fuse setting on my heat gun. Now obviously all this is heated up. This probably represents an hour in the studio as I place the pigmented layer under these prints. And I fuse and I fuse, and you see the layering process in work here. It's very important that the wax is well fused to itself to become a whole. You can see there I lay down the already wax saturated Kozo paper that I had printed with wax and pigment on my hot plate. That has been laid down, burnished into the surface of the warmed yet cool wax that's on the panel. And I burnished that down with a handmade burnisher. I then fused to draw the wax from underneath up through the paper, and then I overlaid with encaustic medium and further fuse again. This ensures the print is entirely encapsulated within the layers of wax and encaustic medium. You see me then preparing the sides of the panel. I scrape away excess wax before I move on to my next panel. Now this video is speeded up, as I mentioned, and actually that last layer of wax that you see me apply over the white encaustic is just clear encaustic medium. It is unpigmented, and that will stop the white pigment being drawn up through this print. So each layer performs its own function. You see me here just hand burnishing the paper. I place down some freezer paper or waxed paper, and again using my home burnisher, I will, in this instance, I'm fairly roughly burnishing this. I mean, I want the majority of large air holes to disappear. That is something you have to be careful of. This paper has been waxed. It hasn't been entirely wax printed, so there are some clear parts of the paper which will adhere even more firmly to the wax beneath. So after fusing, I come back again with another layer of encaustic medium. So it has been both encapsulated from the wax through the bottom and then encased with more wax on the top. And you can see I repeat that process several times. I'm working on 2 pieces at once, and this is part of a series of 5 pieces, and they are quite heavily influenced by my love of Asemic writing, which you will see in the finished pieces, and a lot to do with some of the politics of the day and in most recent times. The song This Is America by Childish Gambino had some influence on these 2 pieces in particular, but the series is very much of our time, and the first showing of these works in public will be at the Copperhouse from Thursday the 7th of March till the 13th of March. We will be opened by Ireland's only prima ballerina, Miss Monica Lockman, which is quite a treat. This particular piece is one of the pieces that will be on display, just being finished off prior to going to the framer. It needed a final coat of encaustic medium, another fuse, and a little bit of additional pigment added to the sides of it to finish it off. And you can see me here, I'm hand layering the encaustic medium to incorporate the print more to the panel and to produce an image as a whole. Have to keep the palette clean. We want to keep our wax on a moderate temperature that simply holds it at liquid point, and being very careful about how we fuse. So there you go. There's a glimpse of what I've been at. Check out more of my work at niamhoconnorart.com.